Hi everybody, welcome back to Headgear Garage. Today's video is going to be a really fun one. Not so much because of what we're doing, but because of why we're doing it. So let's get right into it. First things first, let's show you what it is. Okay, so what we're working on today is a 2002 Dodge Ram 1500. All we're really going to do today is throw some new LED headlights into it. As you'll see, these current headlights, both high and low beams, are getting dim. The high beams aren't too bad. The low beams are really yellowed out, which makes sense. The low beams are going to be what's on the most. So on both sides, that's the case on both sides. So as I said, doing LED headlights is nothing new for the channel. We've done it on a couple different occasions. It's fun, it's nice, and it is good. I highly recommend LED bulbs, and that's why we're doing another one. The reason we're doing this particular truck, though, that's the good part. That's the fun part. This truck belongs to a young man who's turning 16 soon, and we're putting these bulbs in that truck for him, and we're doing that as a nice safety feature. LED bulbs add so much more light, so much more distance on the light, and so much more safety when you're driving after dark, that I couldn't think of a better way to help this young man out. His name is Cooper. He is the proud owner of this truck, and it is a very nice truck. So yeah, we'll take a quick walk around. Let me pull the hood down. I just have the hood up here to we're not going to latch it. We're just going to try to set her down here easy. There we go. So it's a good looking truck. For a 2002, you can't complain. Now don't mind the fact that it's filthy. It's pretty cold here right now. I didn't have a chance to wash it before the video, so unfortunately he's not going to get a car wash out of the video. But you can see there's no major rot or holes. There's just a couple tiny little areas. Here's one where paint's bubbling. There's another one, which is very typical of our climate, here in the Rust Belt. But for a truck this age to only have that small amount of rust in it, that's outstanding. Now it does look like it's had cab corners added to it. You know, but you know, they're in there. They're solid. They're not going anywhere, so it's good. There's nothing wrong with that. Paint's a little scuffed up, but you know what? When I was his age, I would have absolutely loved to have this truck. The interior on it is in absolutely fantastic condition. The dash does not have your typical this era Dodge dash of just being completely broken and cracked out. I mean, it's completely intact. The seats are good. There's a small tear in the seat on that side. You know, normal stuff, wear and tear. Lots of space, runs good, it's four-wheel drive. So yeah, let's go up here and take a look at what we're putting in this vehicle and talk about that a little bit. So we're going to be installing these Bevinsee 9007 bulbs. These are the 9007, these have the color temperature rating of 6000 K. The Bevinsee bulbs come with a 3-year warranty, which is really nice. So let's take a look at what we got inside the box here. Pull one of these boys out of here. Take a look at them. Okay, good factory fitting. Got the cooling fan on them, high and low beam. These new Bevinsee bulbs are pretty nice. They come with a 200% brighter than halogen bulb in them with these LEDs, which is awesome. They have a copper plate chip, which increases heat dissipation and protects the LED chip for extended lifespan, which is really nice. The fan has a 9,000 RPM speed, which also helps to accelerate that heat dissipation and extend the lifespan of the bulbs, which is perfect. So yeah, we're going to take out the old ones here and do a comparison between the two for size and fitment. So let's get started with that. I would like to say thank you to Bevinsee for supplying us with these bulbs. Full disclosure, I did not buy them. They did send them to me. They did ask for a review of these bulbs. So we're going to do that. We're going to add them to, like I said, to this young man's truck and see how they do. But again, thank you to Bevinsee. Let's get started. All right, so to remove these headlights, we're going to take out, this is a push pin, but it's like a Phillips head, so you'll unscrew it gently. And then just take a pry tool underneath. Gotta be gentle with these. They like to break. There we go. Set that aside so we don't lose it. And you have to take out a 10 millimeter here, and then there's one, we'll get closer here, but so you can see it, it is way up under there. So let's get these two over here out first. So people that know me will know that, and my nephew's a big one for this, I'm an absolute nut when it comes to headlights and windshield wipers. And like you've seen me on several videos polish these. These ones are actually in phenomenally good shape, especially for the year. These had to be replaced. Those are definitely not original. But they look fantastic, so they don't need touched. But I mean, and when asked, the simple reason is good headlights, good clear headlight bucket lenses, and good wiper blades are cheap and easy to do, and probably one of the biggest things you need for safety, other than obviously things like brakes and so on. But as far as easy to do projects, you can't beat that. So now, get you down here. You won't be able to see this one, but it is back in here. Right back in there. So let's see if we can get in there. And it's kind of a nightmare to get back in there. The thing about this is when you get it out, don't worry about it falling. It'll just drop right out the bottom here. There's a big opening. I will say the nice thing about these Rams is the fact that that grill goes with the hood. Just opens up this whole front end, making this whole process so much easier. Come on out of there. You're loose. See if we can get that without it dropping it. Nope. Okay, we got you in here nice and tight so you can see what's going on. So all we got to do is take this ring, break it loose, pull it up. Now the bulb will come out. I'm going to set that back up here. You don't want to touch these bulbs with your fingers if you can avoid it. If you do, clean them off with some alcohol. but the oils in your finger can cause hot spots on the glass and cause premature failure. And we're probably not going to use these bulbs again, but I'm going to save them for him in case he needs one. You just never know, and it's always a good idea to have a spare set around. So, whoops, you guys can't see nothing. So there's that. Let's go up here. Okay, so let's take a comparison here. Okay, the plugs look to be the same. Got the same, pretty much the same plugs on them there. So let's take a look at the bulbs. They look pretty much the same to me. Like I said, the plugs, spun around here, same shape. Now obviously, because these have fans on them, they have the cord on them, or the originals don't do it that way. So let's take that down, plug it in and see how she works. Okay, let's see. Let's get this ring over here first. Plug that in there. Fit. Okay, come on. Now we'll slide this in here. Where's my tabs at? On here, let me look at it. Where are my tabs at? There they are. Okay. Over here. Okay, let's slide her back in here for a minute. Go ahead and turn the lights on and see how they work. So I'll send you guys back here. All right, you guys let me know what you see when I kick them on. Do we have lights or not? Oh boy, yep, we got that light. That's the low beam. Let's just zoom you back here real quick. See the difference there. Okay, let's get that thing back installed, and then we'll go over and do the other. So I'm sure you'll recall, in the beginning of this video, I said, if that bolt falls, don't worry about it, it'll drop right out the bottom. Well, that's called jinxing yourself. That bolt fell, and it didn't fall at the bottom, and I could not find it for nothing. Well, I finally found it, but I just got to get a hold of it now. There it is. So, yeah, famous last words. Let it fall, it'll come right out the bottom. No, not if you're videotaping it. There we go. Okay, so I put a shot of grease on that bad boy to kind of hold her in the socket. Messy way to do it, but it works. All I gotta do is all right, you guys watch that. Tell me if it comes on. There's the high beam. Oh, I can already see it. Oh yeah, I mean the bulb's not in there yet, so it's going to adjust a little bit, but there's one. Let's try the low beams. Whoop, that's not right. Okay, it's been a couple days. Got some parts in. If you remember, this is a 2002 Dodge Ram. We had put the LEDs in it. When we did the passenger side, came on, worked perfect between the high beam and low beam, the whole works. Once we added the second LED on the driver's side, it caused an issue going from high beam to low beam. The light bulb would shut off, come back on, flicker a couple times, and then stay lit. And that's actually a pretty common problem on these older vehicles. They're so used to the computer wants to see a certain draw and power from the lights that these LEDs draw so little power that it actually is confusing the computer into thinking that that a bulb is blown or something like that. So what we're going to do to fix that is just add some load resistors in line on the bulbs. I kind of thought this might be an issue with it, but I thought I'll try it without it. Some vehicles are good, some aren't. This one wasn't. So I ordered the load resistors up. We're putting them in today, and then that should resolve our problem. But let's put it together, see what happens. It's pretty simple. It's plug and play. As you can see, it's just like this is like the light bulb section that I'll plug into the wiring harness. This is like the plug section from the vehicle, plug into the light bulb. Nothing drastic there. So let's just plug them in real quick. I already have these taken loose, obviously, because they won't. Okay, we got them both installed. Let's fire the engine up and let's see if they come on and off like they're supposed to. You guys let me know, I can't really see them. I'm going to button these back up. I'm going to say that's pretty much a success. That's probably about as good as we're going to get. It does, when you switch between high to low, looks like it has a little bit of a delay. It's momentary. It's not bad. And it doesn't have it every time. And I get a flash of lamp out and then it goes right back out. So if Cooper doesn't like that when he has it, he'll have his original bulbs. We can throw those right back in and that's fine. But I think he's going to be willing to take that small trade-off for the quality of brightness he's going to get out of these bulbs. So that's going to do it for the headlights. I do have one other project I would like to do to this vehicle before he comes to get it, and I'll take you over here and show you what that is as soon as I get these lights buttoned back up. Okay, so here's the project I talked about there a second ago. Is as you can see, this driver's seat has a pretty substantial tear in it, and a large chunk of the foam underneath the seat is actually missing at this point. So we're going to go through here and take a few steps to try to rectify this, clean it up, make it look the best we possibly can, and also try to avoid it getting any worse. So stay tuned. All right, got a new piece of foam. It's actually just a sponge. Again, I apologize. I have a heater running here in the background. It's just one of those infrared jobs. Hopefully it's not coming across on the microphone too bad or anything. Let's see here. Let's take Okay, I think that'll work. So the process here, I don't know what the stitch is called anymore, I can't remember. But the process is simply go up about about a 1/4 inch and go up another 1/4 inch with each needle. You simply cross over, go in the hole that the other needle came out on both sides, go another 1/4 inch, and then I have another piece over here, screwdriver over here, as I'll pull tight and push down, and that'll help this stitch just kind of close up. And as I go here, I'll be getting wider on this side so I can pull this in. This side I'm going to try to keep pretty much as tight as I can to the seam on the underside here. If you can see it or not real well, but there's a seam right here from the original stitch. I'm going to try to keep as tight to that as I can. So I'm going to do that. It's going to take me a little while. I'm not going to film it all. It's pretty boring stuff, but I'll bring you back so you can see the end result as soon as I get her done. Okay, so I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6, and they were pretty narrow to start with, but they're getting a little wider now, so I can get this whole piece brought in. And I said about you have to pull this tight, and what you want to do here, this is the tricky part, out of both hands, get your tool underneath there, use it to push down on the material as you're pulling tight with the string, with the thread. You want to use something that's not going to catch your thread. So I use this little screwdriver. You can see how that pulls that together. You can't see your thread, and it'll loosen back up a little bit as I go here, but I'll be able to keep pulling it tight as I go up around, and it should pull this all back in and kind of blend it all into this original upholstery seam. So let me keep going. I'll bring you back as I got more to show. The beginning, Tara went from here to here. We started way back here, stitched, and as you can see, there's a couple spots I didn't get it pulled. It didn't stay as tight as I would have liked it to, but for the most part, though, I mean, whoa, don't do that. For the most part, though, you can see it's pretty good. Biggest part is it doesn't stand out at you. It doesn't look bad. Seems pretty straight still, considering how much you have to tug, so it's going to pull. But it looks good, and it's not going to tear any worse is the big thing here. I never expected perfection out of it, but I wanted it to get to the point where he didn't have his whole seat just blown out over here. So add that little bit of padding back in there so you're not sitting straight on that metal, and material is not going to keep tearing there. So the seats actually look pretty good at this point. But yeah, pretty simple process. Anybody can do it. I found it online on YouTube, started doing it, saved several seats that way. It's a quick process, just 2 upholstery needles, and all you're doing is start them both tight together. Start them both tight together wherever you want to start. Go up a 1/4 inch, up a 1/4 inch, cross over through the same hole that you came out with this needle. You put the second needle in, and same thing on this way. When you get to you just keep doing that, and depending on how you can kind of gauge it, but no more than every 3 to 4 stitches, you want to go ahead and try to pull it tight. And like I said, it'll work back loose as you're going, but you don't want it wide open. So just keep it snug the whole way up through there. You get to the end, you have them, the last 2 stitches pop out as close together as possible on your seam. Just tie a simple knot in them. Take your needles back through your original holes, pull them out anywhere you want, pull them, stretch them out real tight, cut them off next to the material. The string will pop back under the material, so it's gone. Like mine is right here's where I stopped, and you can't see the thread anyway. So pretty simple process. Anybody can do it. Saves yourself a lot of money on upholstery work. Gives you a few more miles out of a seat. So yeah. Last thing we have to do is take a quick test drive in this thing, but we gotta wait for it to get dark. Once we do that, I think we're gonna be able to call this a wrap, get this vehicle back to its owner, who I'm sure is anxiously awaiting its return, since we've had it for a while now trying to get to the project. I got it though at the day after Christmas. I got it the day after Christmas, and until everything came, and then the small issues we had getting the extra parts. We've had it a while now. Well, you figure it's New Year's Day, so I've had it over a week. But yeah, let's get this thing out, and we'll call it a good test drive, and we can call it at that point. All right, folks, I think we had a successful test drive. I think the headlights were much brighter, looked a lot better. Again, sorry about the, it's a little chilly in the garage. You can see my breath. I don't know how well that's showing up on camera, but you can. So again, that's probably gonna do it for this project. This truck belongs to a young man named Cooper. It's his first truck. We're just trying to do a couple things to help him along, to give him the best truck he can possibly have. Special thanks goes out to Bevinsee for supplying us with those LED bulbs. I greatly appreciate that. Bulbs are pretty outstanding. There's a link in the description to these bulbs if you're interested in buying them. Very affordable. As I said, you see the light output they had. They're very good, very crisp light output. These are the 9007 bulbs, and they are a color temperature of 6K. They have a 4K and an 8K bulb as well. I like them. Again, price on them, very affordable, very fast shipping on them. So if you're interested in them, consider giving them a look. They didn't pay me for this. These are just bulbs they supplied them, so we could use them on this project. So yeah, if you're interested, give them a check. Otherwise, I think the project is a wrap for us. Well, that's going to do it for this video. So if you enjoyed it, please smash that like button. Also consider hitting that subscribe button. Both of them go a long way to helping the channel. This video is being completed today is New Year's Day 2025. So it'll probably be coming out on Sunday this week. So if you are seeing this, hopefully you had a happy and safe holiday season. And I hope you have a happy and prosperous 2025. Hopefully you'll come back and see us again. Tim, Headgear Garage. Thanks for watching. See you next time.